Hello, hi everybody. Welcome to week 6. So today I will teach you how to make the DDoS attack from attacker to victim server. So this is the content of this live session. So we have 5 things. First thing, you need to download the Linux image. There are 2 things that we need to download. First thing, we need to download the OS Kali, and then second thing, we need to download the COS 2014. So these 2 Linux images that we will use in this lab session. After that, we need to download the virtual machine. So in this case, we will use VMware. Of course, uh, if you're comfortable with the VirtualBox, you can also use the VirtualBox. But in this case, I will use VMware. The third one, we need to set up the VMware. Uh, so in this process, we will open. I will teach you how to open the Linux image in the VMware. So since we are using 2 images, so that's mean we will use 2 application of VMware. So that means we put it side by side. For example, in the right one we will open as a sekali, the left one we will open as a COS 2014. Okay, after that we need to configure network connection between VMware. In this lab session, we will do the network connection, internal network connection between the VMware. Uh, so so in this part, we will configure the network connection adapter between both VMware. And the last one, we will start running the VMware. So this is the Linux image. So as I mentioned before, there's a 2 different Linux image that we use. So first one Kali OS, and the second one CYSCA 2014. So this is the link. So we just straight away download the Linux image by using this link. Uh, for virtual machine, you can download through this link. And then third one, how to set up the virtual machine. I mean the VMware. Okay, how to open the Linux image. After you finish the download the Linux image, you just straight away open the VMware, and then click open virtual machine, and then to navigate to the folder, I mean the file of the Linux image, and open it. So in this case, since we are using 2 different OS, so that means we need to open two VMware. So in this case, we will put side by side. For example, the right one we will use the OS Kali one, and then we put open another VMware and put at the left part, and then we use it to open CYCS SCA 2014. After we open the not open open the Linux image, so we need to set up configure the network connection between them. So each of VMware, you need to ensure the network connection like this. So in this case, I will choose specific visual monitor. I will choose the VMnet 0 as specific visual networks. So that means I need to configure up the Kali OS as VMnet 0 and the CYSCA 2040 as VMnet 0. You just to make sure the network configuration of VMware is like this. That's all. Okay, after we set up the VMware, we configure the network connectivity. So we can start the VMware by click the play button, and then of course we can start both in the Kali OS and also CYSCA 2014. In the Kali OS, you need to boot it and then log in by using username root and password TOR, and then log in for CYCSA 2014. You can use username user and password, key in password as CYSA 2014 user. And after open everything, you can open the terminal in both OS and run top. Just type top in the terminal in both OS and then write down the ID value from both OS. So in this case, you can you need to write down the number here and record it in your answer sheet. After that, at the COS, you can start DDoS attack. Okay, as we put the side by side, the VMware side by side. So for example, maybe the right one, you put the CaliOS, and the left one, the CYSA 2014. At the right part, a CaliOS is the role of the CaliOS. We need to put the role CaliOS is a attacker, and the role the CYSA 2014 is a victim. At the attacker side, which is mean the CaliOS, you can start the DDoS attack by go to the application Kali Linux stress testing, network stress testing, and siege. And the type this is concurrent to equal to 192.168.100.210. And then write down the ID value from both OS by running top in terminal. After that, you need to go to the CYCSA top list in the left part and then write down what application that running large number of process that has been appear. And the fourth part, at the Kali OS, you start another DDoS attack by using same direction application Kali Linux stress testing, network stress testing 6, and then type same command, but the different thing we just change the value of 240 to 500, and let's see what will happen. Okay, the fifth one, you can search directly at Google and then find out the answer following the question. So this is the question. So we need to do some like research. What the purpose of the do? What will happen if the 10,000 computer uses computer at the same time? And then what is a low carbon ion cannon? And how many version of it? And why is so popular with the SIP credits? And how about the high orbit ion cannon, and what the techniques mitigate or stop DDoS attack? So this is the basic comment I also include in this slide also. So maybe you can refer it if you want to do something. So this is another command also. So now we'll play the video. So this is the video. How I do the attack between them. As I mentioned before, the right part I use a CaliOS and the left part I use the CYSA 2014. So the left part is the victim, the right part is the attacker. So at first I need to monitor what is the ID value, and then at the left part in the CYSA, I also open it. I want to see the ID value. Okay, so here we can see both of the ID value in both OS is quite high, around the 90%, something like that. 90%. After that, we will launch the attack by open the links, go to the seed application, and then launch the attack. So you can see the ID. Now I change the concurrent user to become the no. So I launch the attack, and then you can see the ID is changed between them is a change. I mean both of the OS is changed the ID. So we need to record the value before the attack and after the attack. Now we launch another attack by changing the concurrent value to become the 500. See what happened, and then record why it cannot be launched in the answer sheet. And after that, you can leave the the OS, the VMware, because after that you need to search Google, you need to search the answer at the Google. I mean by searching at the Google. So I think that's all for this lab session. Uh, if you have a question, just rest in the week discussion at the canvas. And then don't forget, this week we will have a test. So in this Thursday, uh, so it will start at same with our class. It will be the online based. It's a objective based question. So regarding on tips, I will discuss it in the canvas after later. So I think that's all for today for the lab session. I think the lab session is considered easy. So I think you should can do it because this thing will consider easy. I think that's all. Okay, thank you.